Hey everybody, it's me, Liv. So I am working on a project for a swap and I wanted to show you how I put it together because I thought you guys might enjoy using this. This is great for anyone who does mini albums or does junk journals or anything along those lines. And all I did was make some super quick pocket cards, and I'm also using these fantastic wax seals that I made. These are from Caspire's items that I have. I had shown another video on when they had sent me some items that I got to pick out, and they did send it to me to try it out, and I have to say I really do love how it all came out. I'm going to show you how I did that, but I'm going to put this together and then put a little wax seal on it. I'm using a different pattern paper. This is some that I have left over from my graphic 45. It's probably the last few sheets I have of this collection, so I'm finally using it all up. This is Cafe Parisian, and what I am doing is for this swap we actually had to create these little pocket cards, and what we're going to do is fill them in with some different sequences. So I made two different sizes, so I guess it really depends on what you're sending. This is also a great way just to send and package up maybe something like an ATC card. I'm going to grab one of my ATCs so you can see what I mean. That is my ATC box. So say this is my ATC box. I did another video on how I decorated the box that holds most of my ATCs. But let's say I'm going to send this out. And what you can do is really adjust the size to whatever you need. A ATC fits just perfect in this size. One, or you can do something bigger if you're going to be sending something larger for it. You could put in some different library cards if you're decorating. Great for holding tags. It has a lot of purposes. So I'm going to go, like I said, walk you through one. So let me get started. I am trying to use up some of the collections that I have in my stash that I haven't really used. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm taking out this paper pad. I already ripped out some sheets, so I am forgetting the name of which paper pad this is. I see if I have it over by me. I just might. This is a Prima pad. It is called Moonchild. I just really love the colors in this pad. So I am quickly going to pull this together and show how this is done. So the first thing you want to do, which is really great for this size because this is an 8x8 paper, all you want to do is go ahead and cut your paper down to 4 inches. You could do 4 inches, you could do 3 3/4, you could do 4 1/2. It really just depends on the size you want to do. So for this one, I'm going to do 4 inches. So I actually already have 2 sheets that I cut out because this is going to be the base of the library card holder. So once you have those out, then you just take out your score pad, whatever kind you have, and then you want to take it and put it on the long way. So again, this is 8 by 4 that I did. So just right down the middle, since it was an 8x8 pad. I'm going to go ahead and score it at the 3.5 mark. So you see, you kind of have the flap and where it's going. You could make it shorter if you want. And then you're going to flip it the vertical way. And you want to go in 1/4 of an inch in. So I'm going to go however is easier for you. You are going all the way to the end. You are not stopping at the score line. So now you got that. So then what you're going to want to do is actually cut the score line on the tall part of your piece. So again, remember you have the 3.5, so you got this longer side. You're going to actually trim out the scored parts. It is a lot easier if you go ahead and pre-score. So that you can really see your lines well. Then you're just going to go ahead and, like I said, cut out these top ones. Don't need these anymore. They go in your trash pile. Then you're going to have this lower end, and to make sure everything tucks in nice, I always just do a little cut into the flap. Same for the bottom. Little cut in so that it'll lie nice and more flat against the project. You can use score tape, which is probably preferred, but I do not have any score tape right now, so this is just going to have some art glitter glue. You want to glue on the outside of it. Then you're very simply going to flip up, line up, and there you have it. I'm taking my bone folder. I'm going to go ahead and put it here. And what I tend to do is try to push it down from the outside. See if that glue's holding it really nice and tight. Then I stick my bone folder in. And then try to just help these sides get down a little bit more. And so I'm noticing my glue is picking up on this one, so it looks like I need some more glue on this side. So let me do that. And that is your library card. You don't have to do the notch. The notch just makes it a little bit easier, but if you want to see how the notch works, you're going to take one, and this one I'm actually going to do just a little bit skinnier, kind of like this. So this one was actually cut at well, because it was actually cut at this size, so it's actually a 3 1/4 cut, so it's much smaller, which is great for one of these cards that you have here. See how perfectly it fits if you're sending an ATC. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this one out real quick. So let me make this a little bit smaller. It stays the same length. You want to keep it at 8. But again, you make the width to whatever works for your project. So as you see, same width that I have here. And then you're going to do the same exact process that I did here. 3 1/2. Just go ahead and score. Turn it, go in one of a, like 1/4 on both sides. Start folding, folding. Trim out. Glue this down, but before you glue down, so here's the trick. Let's say you want that. Use one of your circle punches. Hopefully you have a circle punch. Some people have the punch boards. You are only going to put it halfway through. Woohoo! Got your notch. So super easy to do. Great to use on multiple techniques to create that half circle. So that you have an easier way to notch. Just glue this up real good. Then I'm going to pick it up. Again, try to make sure everything is even before you start really pushing down on that glue. I am using, if you're wondering, art glitter glue. Works really well, I feel, overall for projects like this for me. Again, really get that glued down. And then if you want to make sure it's down, you're going to go in gently with your bone folder just to push down both sides. And there you have it. Now if you want to edge it, use your corner rounder if you have one. And I thought I had my corner rounder out. This is the sign of a messy desk that's going on right now, because I know I just used my corner rounder, but off camera you cannot see the chaos that has already started to erupt on my desk. So I'm going to pause you for 1 sec. Oh, don't need to pause you. I found it. Here we go. So corner rounder, again, that's exactly what it does. It rounds corners. Now you may find you want this shorter, so you can adjust the sizes as you need. This really fits what I'm looking for, and this is just perfect. Again, like I said, if I'm trying to create something to hold an ATC in. If you want even more space, you could do 3.5 instead of 3 3/4, because this does end up coming out a little bit smaller. So you just adjust the sizes to what you need. Then of course you can decorate, and that is the next step that I'm going to do on these cards, is decorate them a little and then get my hot wax going. So one of the things that I really loved about this paper set is that there are so many fantastic little cut aparts that they have in it, and I am going to be using one of those cut aparts, which I'm actually going to use it on this one because I think it works so well. And then for this one, I am just going to be putting some of this. Let's see if I can actually get both of these right on here, like that. And that's what I want to do. Now, as you can see, for the images that I have here, I do have a butterfly one. Let's see if I had one already done. So this is what the butterfly ends up looking like. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, I can actually go ahead and use this one because it is just the right color scheme already. I don't need to adjust, so I think I am. But let me just show you how quick and easy it is to do these wax seals. It's not going to take a lot of time whatsoever. So first, let me get this piece glued down here. I find one of the quickest ways to add dimension and, like, I guess more interest is with foam tape. So I'm a lover of foam tape. I do have tons of that. I'm starting to run low, so I will need to buy more. Haven't had any conventions or anything like that, the scrapbooking expos to go to recently. Here's to hoping they're coming back soon. So that pretty much has this one. Now, if I want to put a wax seal on here, you can do it two ways. I can actually melt it right on or pre-melt them, depending on what is easier. Now for this one, I'm going to cover this piece up and pour one on here. So the first step you want to do is go ahead and take out a candle that you have that you can use. Now, I in my era did not buy a stand for my spoons. So one of the things I will caution is that these spoons, because they are metal, do get very hot. So to me, they're a little too warm to the touch, so I end up having to use something when I'm holding this over. I think if I had the stand, this would not be so much of an issue. I'm going to invest in a stand, just in case anyone is wondering. I just have not had the ability to get one as of yet. If you buy from Caspire, they do actually have stands available in their shop, so it is quick and easy. And these are actually some of the waxes that they sold, like I mentioned before. They come in assortment colors, shapes, and because they're this nice wax, it's really super easy to pull apart whatever you want. Now, I bought this color assortment, And I find that using about 4 of them is the best bet. So all you need to do is go ahead and take it and then put your spoon over it, and you'll see that it starts to melt. I actually find it melts pretty quick. It doesn't take too long for it to melt. And let me bring it just a little bit closer so hopefully you guys can see what is going on here. When you get the stand, if you happen to buy one, you can use a little tea light in it. It has the best distance, I believe, for this, because again, I think doing it manual and getting as close as I can probably causes the heat to go up even more. So hopefully you guys can see it is starting to melt right here. And you probably should have something to stir it with. I'm just going to use an old paper clip that I have in my stash to try to stir it around. Make sure it all starts melting. Now again, the spoon's getting a little warm, so I'm just going to take out a quick towel that I have next to me. It is my cleanup towel, so don't mind the mess that it is. And as you see, it's starting to melt. It probably takes, I don't know, what did it take? Maybe 2-3 minutes to melt. Again, I'm not an expert at this. This is probably only my second or third time playing with these. I was super excited to be offered the opportunity to try out Caspire's products, because I've been seeing these wax seals and I thought, oh, they're like so cool looking. So I was excited to do it. So it's pretty much done. So what you're going to want to do is take your surface, and I'm going to just go ahead and pour it out. Now my goal is to try to make as even of a circle as I can. Not bad. As I praise my own self here. And I'm going to keep with the butterfly theme. Actually, since it says mysteries of beekeeping, I don't know if that's going to show up. So let me just, you got to go not so slow. And one of the cool things about these is that these are interchangeable. So you can get all these different designs, screw them on, and then you're going to take it and really just push down. And then stop. That's all you need to do. Let it sit. I usually let it sit until I start seeing the outside layer of it harden, and then I know it's kind of setting. Now, if you're wondering how I created some that are not stuck to anything, I use a silicone-based mat. It's actually the Waffle Flower Water Media Mat that they have, and because it's silicone based, I can do these right there on it. It doesn't mess up the mat, and they come right off. And the Waffle Flower mat is also really good if you like to create enamel dots out of your Nuvo drops and stuff. You can do that there, let them harden, they'll pop right up because of the material of the Waffle Flower mat. So let me move that over. And while that is going, I'm just going to finish up this one real quick, because I want this to stand out just a little bit. You know what? I think I am going to use that foam tape that I was mentioning before, since I'm a foam tape lover. Oh, a little bit too long. I don't know about most of you out there, but I tend to be what I call a visual cutter. I just kind of look at it and try to cut from there. Not always such an exact cutter. So go ahead, and I'm going to put that on angle since I am going to put a wax seal on it. Slap this butterfly one over here in the corner. To glue it down, you can use regular glue on here for this wax. Now, I'm always going to be a proponent of using the wax drops, but you can use other material. If you're like me and have children, you will find that things like, and I've tried it here with my other one, crayons you can use. Broken crayons work well. It does leave a little bit more mess in here, what I noticed, but besides that, it's okay. So this should be all good to go. Untouch it, so hard over here. So all you want to do is lightly wiggle it out, and boop, there is your wax seal. Now, because you did it right on the surface, it's already stuck onto the surface underneath. You don't need any glue at all, and that's not going anywhere. So that is how you do a wax seal here on projects. Again, you can add it after the fact like I did on these ones and create them off the side and add them to your projects, or pour them right on. It will not damage whatsoever your project here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this super quick video on how I did my library journal cards and used some of my wax seals on it as a form of embellishment. So I will see you guys soon, and I hope you have a great night. Take care, guys. Bye.